Hello everyone. So it's me, Jonathan here, but you can call me JD. Doing my first video, and I'm excited to share with you guys 4 side hustles that you can use to make some extra income. What is a side hustle? Technically, it's like a gig autonomy type job where you as an independent contractor sign into an agreement to perform on-demand services. What does all that mumbo jumbo mean? Really, that just means that you're your own boss. The work is really flexible and you're helping a company provide that time on your own time to make some extra money. So those are definitely some of the more key factors to working in a side hustle, and why I want to share these with you today and why they're so powerful is because you can have these on top of an extra job, aka on the side. So we'll go through 4 of them today, and some of them I've done, some of them my brother has done. One thing I liked about doing them is it helped me learn my area, which helped me down the line in my real estate work. So that's a bonus. But at the end of the day, remember that the goal is really just to stack cash to put into investments. And that's why I recommend doing side hustles, because at some point the dream is to not be working hourly and to start letting your investments work for you and not be working these side hustles anymore. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so let's get into the first topic. And there's actually 4 sprinkled into one here. We have DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Postmates. And for those of you who aren't familiar with what those are, they're food delivery services. So what that means is you're gonna be downloading the app, you turn it on, and then whenever you're getting an order, you're gonna go pick it up from the restaurant if you feel like taking the order. You go to the restaurant and then you take it and you deliver it to the person's house. You're paid off the amount of time it takes you to, the estimated time it takes to deliver, and as well as the distance. So you're gonna need a car for this one. And one of the reasons I strongly recommend trying these out is during quarantine, a lot more people are ordering out. So it's definitely a huge opportunity now, but also I recommend stacking them. So you can do all 4 of them at once theoretically. I would probably stick to 2 or 3. And what I mean by that is you can flip on the DoorDash app at the same time. You could flip on the Uber Eats app and have them both going at once. And whenever you get an order on one of them, you just turn the other one off, complete your order, and then flip them both back on. So you're really maximizing your time efficiency there. My brother does this, and he says it's, quote, quick, easy money. He's been looking at around $20 to $30 an hour, especially if you hit those peak meal times. And I haven't done this personally, but for anyone who needs some extra money right now during quarantine especially, it sounds like one of the better opportunities. And for that reason, I linked my brother's referral code in the description below. So if you could help him out, that would be awesome. And if for any reason you want to help me out, that would be great. And all you have to do for that is like the video and subscribe, because I'll be putting out a lot more in the future, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. So hook it up if you can, and on to the next topic. All right, so the next one is another quarantine favorite. It's called Instacart. And if you're like me and you hadn't heard of this before quarantine came out, what that is you're gonna be doing grocery shopping for people. This is a really good way to help people out who aren't as safe going to the grocery store right now, and also a great way to add to your earnings. My brother quotes it as a time-consuming way to add to your earnings. And the reason he says it's time-consuming is because he doesn't really know the grocery store as well yet. And I think that a huge advantage to Instacart is once you learn your way around the grocery store, there's a lot of money to be made in delivering these orders. When you download the app and start to play around with it, you'll get the option to take the orders that you want. So you'll see where you're taking it to, what store you're going to, and just having the opportunity to see how much time it's gonna take is huge, because a lot of these other apps don't really show you exactly what you're doing before you agree to do it. So that's one big perk of Instacart. And I've heard of people making anywhere from $15 an hour all the way up to about $2,000 a week if you really hustle on Instacart. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity, and that's going to depend on your area and how many hours you're putting in, of course. But that's huge. Another option if you don't have a car is to be an in-store shopper for Instacart, and they offer this in some areas. It definitely takes the flexibility out of it because you have to work shifts when you do that, and you're looking at more of like $13 an hour than the upside of maybe say 25, 30 plus dollars an hour. So there's definitely some trade-offs, but if I were to do Instacart, one thing I would do is I would reach out to the people I'm shopping for once I take their order. I would text them something like, hey, thank you so much for the chance to grocery shop for you. I'm excited to help you out, and I'll have your delivery to you shortly. Something like that could really help boost your tips. And it's something you can say genuinely. I know I'd be thankful to be helping someone out and doing that for them. So that's the second one for you guys. The next couple I have experience with directly, and I'm excited to get into. All right, so the next one I got for you guys is probably something you never heard of. It's called Amazon. Just kidding. I know we all know that. And who else here is guilty of ordering a bazillion Amazon packages to their door right now? So somebody has to deliver those packages, and Amazon has this great opportunity for you called Amazon Flex, where you deliver packages. And it's based on your schedule, so you can go on and check what kind of shifts they have. And that's the other nice thing about Amazon Flex. So they have shifts of anywhere between 2 and 4 hours that you can take. 2 hours usually starts at around $18 an hour, and then 4 hours will be around the same range. So you're looking at, for a 2-hour shift, $36, a 3-hour shift, $54, and 4-hour shift, $72. Plus tips. Not every shift is going to offer tips, but sometimes you have that chance too. And my buddy used to do Amazon Flex, and what was really nice for him, as opposed to doing, say, an Uber or Lyft or Grubhub or anything of that nature, is you know exactly how long it's going to take you. So if you sign up for a 2-hour shift, it should take you around 2 hours plus the time it takes you to get to the carrying facility. So when you're on a tighter schedule and you want to know exactly how much you're making, Amazon Flex really comes in handy. You're not ever going to be sitting out there getting that fluctuation in how much you're making, and it's just an all-around good opportunity. Again, you need a car for this one, and the bigger car you have, the better, most likely, just so you can fit more packages and have a better chance at snagging those 4-hour shifts without trying to play Tetris in your car. But Amazon Flex is definitely something I would highly recommend. Okay, so the last one I have for you guys today is Uber/Lyft. I've done both of these before. I started out with Uber. Eventually I just pivoted to Lyft full time. And the great thing about these is, again, the flexibility, but also they'll offer you all types of bonuses at all different types of times. For me, they used to offer, hey, do this many trips this week and you'll get this much bonus. And that really helped me catapult my earnings. I know one weekend I took off Friday for my regular job, and I drove 13 hours on Friday, 13 hours on Saturday, and 13 hours on Sunday. And I know you're thinking, that sounds crazy, that's way too much driving for me. But in that 40-ish hour mark, I made almost $1,700 on the weekend. So it presents a huge opportunity if you need cash fast. For me, I was saving up for my first house and only had like another month to come up with a down payment. So I was hustling, I was trying to get the job done. But it's just a good opportunity for you to throw in whenever you want. There's definitely hours that are a little better to drive. I tend to recommend like the 5 a.m. to like 11 a.m. shift. You'll get a lot of people going to the airport if you live anywhere near an airport. So somebody needs to take them there at that time. And by doing the earlier shift, you'll avoid the late night shift, where that's where you get people who may have had a little too much to drink. So you'll get those types of people who are either just not that nice, or sometimes you get people who are super fun, who had a good night, and that's always good for a good story. But then there's those other times where you might have someone throw up in your car. I did Uber and Lyft for about 2 to 3 years, and I've only had that happen to me one time, thankfully. But it definitely ended my night. You get paid $150 for it. I don't know, I'm not sure if that's still what it is, but definitely not enough to offset the fact that someone threw up in your car. So some tips for that I can go into if you message me or whatever on how to watch out for that, avoid that. But my number one tip for avoiding that is don't drive late at night, drive the early morning shift. Right now, same with DoorDash and some of these other companies, they are offering a per ride bonus. So most recently I saw you do 5 rides in a certain time frame and you'll get an extra $5 per ride. Stuff like that really helps stack up the earnings and keeps your minimum earnings at a high pace. So Uber and Lyft, I would highly recommend. Maybe not as much right now because the demand's not too high during quarantine, but it's definitely safer for the driver right now than the rider. You're not really moving from where you're at. You're still kind of far away from people. Whereas when you're riding, you're sitting in the same seat as where someone just sat. So I don't know how much I recommend these right now, but when things start to get going again, I highly recommend these as an opportunity to get some extra cash at a flexible time. And if you have any other questions about them, just let me know. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If so, if you can just go full throttle and get that like button going, that would be awesome. For those of you who have gotten your stimulus checks, great for you. I would hope you could help me by stimulating that like button, hit that up. Please subscribe. I'll be putting out more videos, not just on side hustles, but on all types of financial topics. I'll be throwing a video weekly. It took me a decent amount of time to make this and put this all together, so any likes and subscribes would be awesome. If you have any questions, comment below, and I'll try to answer them all as quick as I can. And thanks again. Looking forward to seeing you guys next week.